शुक्लां वरदनं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये गजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननम् अहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तम् उपास्महे सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा पद्मपात्रे विशालाक्षि पद्मकेसरवर्णिनीं नित्यं पद्मलयं देवी समं पातु सरस्वती गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
Namaste, everyone. We are honored to welcome you all to this wonderful occasion and look forward to taking you through this exciting event. Stay with us.
We have an exciting lineup of programs for you. There will be a variety of performances, speakers, and presentations. This program is going to be very special and memorable.
We start with the co-founders of ACGL. Now let's hear from them about their vision and their work.
Namaste. We are here to talk to you, welcome you, and introduce Hindu Community of Greater Livingston as a concept, how we began, where we are, and where we are going. My name is Falguni Pandya, and I am a Hindu clergy at the Interfaith Clergy Association in Livingston. I'm a student of Vedanta for the last 10 years, and I have a Dharma Ambassador certificate. With me is Lavanya Bhamidipati. She is a fellow Hindu clergy with Interfaith Clergy Association as well, and she's a teacher at Purna Vidya Gurukulam. Next to her is Trupti Matre. She teaches Gita and Ramcharitmanas in a home-based setting. Next to her is Neeta Juvekar, and she's a professor of chemistry. We all are here as co-founders of Hindu Community of Greater Livingston, and I would love to start with Neeta Juvekar and take us on the journey of how we started, how we came up with the concept, and why we started.
Right. Before I start, I just want to clarify that we all are here in our own individual capacity and not representing any organization that we may be affiliated with. So when we started to talk about HCGL, the concept just started to come about. I think our focus was always being youth and our children. We want to, many of us who grew up in India, we were immersed in that culture. We actually saw the rituals and religious-based, faith-based activities happening all around us. But here, that kids who are growing up here, we wanted to recreate that in some way, give them an opportunity to come together and be immersed in some rituals and traditions of Hindu-based, Hindu-based activities that we do in India. So I wanted to ask Lavanya to kind of talk about the year, how it went.
Yeah, sure. So our first event, Mahashivratri, with the blessings of Lord Shiva, went very well. And after that, 4 mega events and a Hindu Heritage Month. Mm-hmm. So all these were well accepted and greatly appreciated with the Hindu community. And we did a lot of, youth-based activities, like Matki and all that. So for fun for the kids, and all this happened during pandemic, and we did all these events by Zoom and Facebook Live, which actually was lots of involvement and lots of hands to help us. Otherwise, these events would never have been happened. So with that, I would like to ask Trupti about what was the vision for next 2022 and our vision for the upcoming years.
So our focus is to create a platform with opportunities for our future generation to come together to celebrate all the important, beautiful Hindu festivals, enjoy them together, and learn about our rich cultural and spiritual heritage. We want to create a place for the youth where they can come together, listen, question, and incorporate the Hindu way of life in their daily routine, and preserve and carry forward our rich cultural and spiritual legacy. And our vision is also to create a youth club and possibly a mobile library in the upcoming years. And
This
we are
is-
happy that we are getting so much support from the community.
That's correct.
Absolutely, yes.
We are exploding in numbers of participants and volunteers, and you will see this throughout today's first anniversary celebration that we have had such a great year, and we have a platform to bring our children in, embrace them into the fold of celebrating Hinduism, celebrating who they are, and before they leave for college, before they leave home, to experience what that heritage is. We invite you to come on this journey with us. Bring your children, bring yourselves, and let's do this together for the future of our next generation. And let's enjoy the rest of the program. Namaste.
Namaste.
That was a great insight from the founders, and we are so grateful that they started ACGL.
Absolutely. Now let's invite Mr. Srinivas Alendra to share with us his melodious voice for a beautiful rendition to invoke Lord Ganesha. Srinivas Ji is a very talented and recognized singer who is sought after by TV shows and event organizers. He is also one of the volunteer leaders for ACGL and has contributed to many events.
Namaste everyone. Can you all hear me well? Okay. Many happy wishes for everybody from the Hindu community of Greater Livingston. Thanks for inviting me for this event to sing Ganesh Bhajan for this event. So I'm going to do Ekadantaya Vakratundaya. गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणाशेनाय धीमहि गुणाधीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमट्टाय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलष्टायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मधराराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीत गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमट्टाय ओजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि ग्रन्थगीताय ग्रन्थगेयाय ग्रन्थान्तरात्मने गीतलीनाय गीताश्रयाय गीतवाद्यपडवे हेयचरिताय गायगवराय गान्धर्वप्रीकृपे गायकादीनविग्रहाय गङ्गाजलप्रणयवते गौरीस्तनन्दनाय गौरीहृदयनन्दनाय गौरभानुसुखाय गौरी गणेश्वराय गौरीप्रणयाय गौरीप्रवणाय गौरभावाय धीमहि गोसहस्राय गोवर्धनाय गोपगोपाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि Om Ganeshaya Namaha. Thank you.
Namaste, my name is Falguni Pandya. I am here to thank and acknowledge and introduce Shivani Baijal, who is an event lead for the first anniversary celebration for Hindu community of Greater Livingston. She's an integral part of the team, and she has spent tremendous amount of hours in coordinating this event. A lot of work has gone behind the scene. Her leadership is superb. And please welcome Shivani Baijal.
Namaste, everybody. Welcome and good evening. Welcome and thank you for the patience, firstly. And we are so excited that you all can be a part of it. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Srini. Thank you, Priyanka, for an auspicious start. This was beautiful. Just to let you know, Priyanka is sixth grader at Mount Pleasant, and she is learning Hindustani classical music. When she is free, she loves to read books, and she also loves to create video games. So amazing kids that we are surrounded with. The two MCs that you saw this evening, they'll be all hosting the whole evening today. And Amrita Brahmapati is one of them. She is a sophomore and she also learns Carnatic music, and she loves to play basketball in her spare time. The young man that you saw is Shlok Bajal. He's one of my favorites. He plays tennis and he loves hanging out with his friends. So thank you, all you young, wonderful kids, for doing this for us. As you heard from the panel, the HCGL started just a year ago, and from 4 we have probably 400 and more, and still counting. And this was such a big need during the pandemic, the need to connect with our community, and what best way to do it than to do it through festivals. Like, our festivals are the best, and this is how we want to do it, and this is we want to be a part of this entire community and do it all together and have fun together. So let's do more this year, and at the end of the show we will talk about what we have planned and how you can help and everything. So just stay tuned, and then we'll talk all about it. Also, give me a brief moment. I would like to acknowledge everybody who made this possible today. Let me start by saying Sumi Pillai, Amrita Chima, Dipti Rao, Tina Bhatt, Jignasa Ray, Anupama Kaul, Poonam Shah, Vaishali Lola, Vaishali Agarwal, Srini Hilandra, Jyoti Bhatia, Rashmi Urekar, Falguni Pandya, Lavanya Bhumpati, Neeta Juvekar, and Tripti Mahatre. All of these wonderful people couldn't have done this without you. So thank you so much for your amazing support. Also, a very special thanks to two little ones. One is Madhav Toshinwal, another one is my second favorite, Vedant Bajal. They were amazing because they volunteered their time, and not because their parents asked them. They came forward and they said, can we help you? So thank you. You guys are the best. As I said, stay tuned for questions, comments. Keep posting your comments and questions in the chat. We'll have a lot of information being posted in the chat, so keep an eye on that. And enjoy the show. Over to you, Shlok and Amrita, and let's do this.
Thank you, Ms. Bajal, for that very inspiring announcement. And thank you, Mr. Salandra, for that powerful song. Now let's begin with looking at some highlights of 2021. We will share 2 events at a time. Let's start with the very first kickoff event of HCGL in March 2021, Mahashivratri. The event was a huge success, and there was no looking back since then.
We will see the highlight of our personal favorite event, Ram Navami. My friends and I were very involved in Ram Navami Youth Project. Let's take a look.
आदियोगिराज्यं सप्तश्रीभ्यो बोधितम् अतिश्रेष्ठम् इदं विशालं विज्ञानम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम्
Neeta Juvekar here. I was part of the team that kicked off HCGL with Mahashivratri event in February 2021. Now HCGL has many enthusiastic volunteers with amazing ideas. Can't wait to see what they come up with. Hope that more kids join the upcoming events so they get to see the rituals and traditions that we grew up with in India or here in our parents' homes. By learning ideas behind these rituals, our kids feel proud of their rich heritage and ultimately turn into strong individuals. Congratulations, HCGL.
I'm Tripti Mahatre, the event lead of Ram Navami celebration last year. We had 3 kids workshops on 3 weekends managed by the high school kids, followed by the main event for the whole community. In this, we created a Ram Parivar where kids dressed up in the costumes of Ram, Sita, Lakshmana and Hanuman and spoke about the respective characters and the valuable lessons it teaches all. We usually start our event with the prayers and end it with the puja and aarti, as that's the important aspect of any Hindu festival celebration.
Namaste. We enacted in Ram Parivar for Ram Navami event last year. I had a great deal learning about all the characters in Ramayana. I played as Ma Sita, Ram's wife, in the play. I learned that she is very patient, determined, and affectionate. I would like to incorporate all these qualities in my studies and daily life.
Namaste. My name is Advait Nalwar. I played the role of Lakshman in Ram Parivar. Overall, it was a different type of experience for me learning about the strongest character, especially someone who showed so much affection for their brother Ram. I learned a lot of values like family coordination, relationships, friends, teamwork, and more. I love learning about our Indian origin, and I gladly would have done it again.
Namaste. My name is Ashwat Pillai. I enjoyed my experience of being Hanuman in Ram Parivar. I learned that Hanuman was very strong, yet very humble. I became more confident in speaking in front of a camera now.
Namaste. My name is Madhav Toshnwal and I played Ram in the Ram Parivar. During this experience, I learned about Ram, also known as Maryada Purushottam. Ram's values were being truthful, honest, brave, he had strict values, and he followed Dharma. I relate to Ram because he is truthful, just like me.
Hello, my name is Krishna Bhatt and I'm currently a junior at Livingston High School. I'd like to thank Falguni Auntie for letting us have this important experience, and I really enjoyed this workshop. I had an active leadership role, so I got to see how these kids really liked this story and really wanted to know more about it, as they asked very informative questions about the story. And at the end of this workshop, we had a Kahoot, and it was very fun and relaxing to see how these kids participated in this quiz, and they were ultimately so happy about it.
Hi, my name is Shreya. I'm a freshman in college, and I enjoy presenting because I love hanging out with the children, and I love teaching them because they get so excited.
I am Madhav Toshnwal, and I am in 6th grade. A few things I did in the workshop were when I explained how Rama and Sita got married in a Swayamvara. Then I also explained how Rama searched for Sita and how Hanuman burned Lanka and also met Sita. In this process, even I learned a ton of information on the Ramayana.
This is me, Vittal. I am a junior in Livingston High School. In Ramayana, I contributed in presenting a script to the little kids and acting it out. And my favorite part of the story is when Hanuman lifted the mountain.
Hello, I'm Advait Pillai and I'm a freshman in high school, and during these sessions I help teach 1 or 2 parts of the Ramayana in each session. And my favorite part about doing this is because I love telling the story of the Ramayana, because I'm a big fan of epic stories in general.
I'm Chaya Agarwal. I'm in 9th grade, and in this Ramayana project, I helped make the script, and I helped teach the kids on what it was, who was in it, and what the events were, and what were common themes in it. And what I really liked about this project was that the real purpose of it was to really revive the Indian culture and to really make sure that kids that were younger, like before, like us, know what the culture is and how it really is. Because I really think that having our culture still alive, especially now, is a very important thing. And I really like that this project had it.
Hi, my name's Haley. I'm a freshman in high school, and I enjoyed this because I liked teaching the kids about Ramayana and our culture, basically. And it was nice to see how interested and how much they interacted with us.
Hello, my name is Shlok Bajul, and I am a freshman in high school. I had explained a couple of parts in the Ramayana over the 3-session course, and my favorite part about this and these sessions were just meeting everybody and just talking about the Ramayana.
Hi, my name is Dhruvanat Raman, and I am in 7th grade. One of the parts in the Ramayana that I have done is I talked about the death of Bali and the search of Sita, which is continued by the Vanaras of Kishkinda, and probably my favorite part of the Ramayana workshop and every session was that all the teachers and my friends were helping spread enthusiasm throughout the whole Ramayana to keep all the kids interested.
My name's Amrutha Bamdipati, and I'm a freshman in high school. My role in these 3 sessions were to help the kids do their coloring activities, and my favorite part was to sing and teach the kids bhajans.
It was great to see the first 2 event highlights. More event highlights will be shared later. Let's switch things up. Next, we have a very important guest, Mr. Isan Katir. He is a chief speaker today, and we are very fortunate to have his blessings with us.
Mr. Katir was not born a Hindu. He adopted Hinduism in his teenage years. He is currently practicing Hindu, and he teaches Hinduism to hundreds of people through the Dharma Ambassador program. Let's watch what he has to say.
Namaste, Mr. Isan Katir. We are incredibly grateful to have your presence. You are so divine, and I have had great opportunity to learn so much from you, and I am incredibly thankful for you to give your time to us. And I would like to tell all the viewers that Mr. Katir has been a proponent of Hindu education in the community all around the country through the Dharma Ambassador program. And he is a California advocacy director for Hindu American Foundation. Professionally, he is very, very smart. He manages wealth for wealthy individuals for last 30 years. And he is quite inspiring. I have had a pleasure of working with him in the past, and I look forward to continue to do that. And Mr. Katir, we have actually gone into the community, talked to our youth, and they are very excited to learn about you and learn from you. Would you kindly share something about you with us? And then I will be happy to look forward to presenting their questions to you.
Oh gosh, well thank you, Val. That's for the very flattering introduction. That's a lot to live up to here. I'll do my best. But yes, I have been passionate about presenting the values of Hinduism because I needed to discover them on my own, that I was not born as a Hindu. Many millions of Americans are not born into any particular religion. I was never baptized in any particular faith, although my parents did send me to a Sunday school. And when I read more about Hinduism and everything I saw about Hinduism, it just clicked. I just said, well, that's logical. That's very sensible. And I got more into it. And the books that I was reading as a teenager, they all said, well, to really make progress, you need to find a guru, a swami. So I did that and eventually went to India and was formally adopted into the Hindu faith at an ancient Hindu temple. and later married a born Hindu girl. We've raised two wonderful children who are adults now, and it's been a very fulfilling and continues to be a very fulfilling path, both for my spiritual life, religious life, and all the wonderful friends I've met along the way.
That is an incredible story. I think I'm not the only one who actually admires that kind of exploration and picking a path. And being a Hindu, I also know that when you pick a path to adopt Hindu values, you are not rejecting any other values. You are actually become more of everything.
Yes.
And so would you like to tell us a little bit about the traditions of Hinduism that you have adopted, like the traditions that adopted you into the little bit more? Was it ISKCON? Was it some other traditions of Hinduism?
Oh, yes, very good questions. Yes, various traditions have made headway in America over the years, as you know. And there are four main denominations, as you also may well know. There is the Vaishnava tradition, which includes ISKCON, the Saiva tradition, the Smarta tradition, and the Shakta tradition, all very strong and all harmonious parts of Hinduism. And of course, in most temples, you can worship all four of those and more, which is unusual in the world's religions, right? You won't ever find a Jewish synagogue and a mosque and a Christian temple all in one building, yet all of our denominations and various sampradaya are happy to go to the same temple. So just that, I think, says a lot about our open-mindedness and acceptance and realization that there are various paths to the top of the mountain. My particular path, and the Swami I met, was of the Saiva tradition. And so I personally practice that, though I understand and have empathy and feel allegiance to all the traditions. There is a beautiful Nataraja temple in the Hawaiian Islands that my wife and I pilgrimage to. They publish Hinduism Today. You might have seen that magazine. So that's my personal practice every day.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. So our children, they wanted me to ask you, and they are looking for, guidance from all us elders on how to incorporate Hindu values in their day-to-day life, the Hindu traditions in their day-to-day life, and how to properly keep it with them, keep it alive as they move out of homes into their college lives. And I know you work all around the country with many, many people. So we would love to have your advice on that.
Yes, happy to share that. And the staff and the volunteers from Hindu American Foundation spend every day making a psychological and social and cultural safe space for us to practice Hinduism. And so it's kind of a shame if we don't actually practice it then, right? What's it all for? So practice is very important, and there are demands of college life, I know, but we would suggest just starting out and at least committing to 10 minutes in the morning. Everybody has 10 minutes, right? You can move that into your schedule, morning or evening, if that's more convenient, and spend some time bhajan or studying scripture or brief meditation, pranayama, something to just keep you connected and starting your day ideally with a spiritual connection. And you'll notice how your entire day kind of smooths out and opportunities appear, maybe wouldn't have appeared otherwise. So it's very important to actually practice. So that's the daily practice. It's also important to visit the temple regularly. And here it's a virtual temple, so there's no excuse, right? You can just turn on your Zoom.
Yes.
And a pilgrimage once a year is a recommended practice for Hindus. But the thing that attracts the next generation the most, I think, is that, they've learned the stories in the Bali Vihar, and they can't quite see how some of them fit together with modern life. But Hinduism is really the study of one's own search for the divine. And in that search, you just become a better person and have a better life, and you develop skills that you can use in all parts of your life. Your mind becomes sharper, you become more articulate, and you become more centered and more peaceful. And people just notice that you're kind of a different person if you're practicing Hinduism, and practicing it in the way where you're saying to yourself, well, this also improves all aspects of my life. It's not something I just do at the temple, and it doesn't matter if I don't understand all the Sanskrit prayers to the deity. I'm doing this to improve all aspects of my own life, my family's life, and my future.
So I like the words that you used. It helps our children, all of us, feel centered and peaceful and in a good place simply by spending few minutes a day and frequent visits. And the thing about Hinduism, as I understand it from you and all of the people who have taught me, is there are no do's and don'ts, right? It's not about doing, it's about becoming. So whatever practices help us become more embracing of humanity, and this is my interpretation, are very helpful. And then being centered to the values that teach us that. So,
as you do this 10 minutes, then you'll see the benefits, and you'll say, gee, what if I did it for 20 minutes? Boy. And it can become the center of your day. For me, it has become that. I practice an hour a day. I don't have a lot of daily responsibilities like taking kids to school or that sort of thing. And it really is the center of my day. It's a time where you can really explore a relationship with the divine. And, very exciting time.
Yes. And I do hope our, next generation will carry this forward and make this world, contribute towards making this world a better place for everyone. We really thank you, Mr. Khatir, for joining us in this wonderful celebration. We are very grateful to have your blessings. For all those people who are listening, Hindu American Foundation has a wonderful program called Dharma Ambassador. Mr. Khatir teaches that. And I recommend all of you to at least take that course. Mr. Khatir also teaches how to speak properly and deliver presentation, the public presentations during that course. So I recommend everyone to take that course. And thank you so much, Mr. Khatir, for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We will have you back.
Good. Okay. Look forward to it. See you again. Namaste.
See you again. Namaste.
Mr. Khatir has graciously offered to give us another date to converse with youth at large and answer any questions they may have.
Please reach out to 8CGL if you are interested. The contact email will be in the chat. Back to the highlights of last year. Let's talk about Janmashtami. It was one of our most popular events that spanned over several days and included programs for all ages. It was particularly popular with younger children who enjoyed the Matki breaking event.
8CGL focuses on younger children experiencing the festivals in a traditional way by simply practicing in fun activities and gives a platform for middle schoolers and high schoolers to take leadership roles. Let's take a look.
Namaste everyone, my name is Vaishali Agarwal. I was one of the leads for the Janmashtami event. This was the first time that a traditional Dahi Handi event happened in Livingston. We had a huge turnout of kids and adults from 6-month-old babies to 60-year-old members. I was very fortunate to have tremendous support from all my team members and the community. Everyone had a wonderful time. And we got to meet many new residents, not just from Livingston, but also from the neighboring towns. Hindu community of Greater Livingston is a great platform to come together and celebrate all our festivals as one big community. Thank you.
Dubs, do you remember that Matki event where we broke the pot with the stick? That was a very cool event, right? Oh, yeah. You know what my best part was? What? Where we got to stand on stage and sing our slogans for the first time. Oh, yeah. We both did it together for the first time. We hope that there are more fun events like that.
My name is Adit Urhekar. I've been learning Gita since past 6 years. Last year we did Gita chanting at the HCGL event. It was a wonderful experience and a proud moment for my mom as the Gita teacher.
Bhagavad Gita means Song of the Lord. Bhagavat means a divine word, and Geet means song in Sanskrit. Learning this song made me feel more connected to Lord Krishna and made me feel happier. Learning the shlokas and the Sanskrit words was quite tough for me in the beginning, but once I was able to learn and chant them, I felt really proud of myself.
Namaste. When it was my first day of Gita class, I didn't want to go because I thought it was going to be boring since we had to learn stuff. But when I reached there, I was amazed at how fun it was. When I chant the slokas, I feel proud of what I have learned. And after 3 years, I appreciate Rashmi Aunty for taking time off her schedule to teach me and the whole class.
Namaskar, this is Srinivas Salandra. I was one of the leads alongside Vaishali Agarwal for the Janmashtami event which we all celebrated as a community over the summer of 2021. Firstly, I want to say that the event was a huge success. We had tremendous response from the community. We had Ras Leela, we had Markanchor play. Most importantly, we had the Matki event outside in the lawns. Net, the event was very informative, at the same time fun for all age groups. I want to thank Hindu community of Greater Livingston for giving me this opportunity to be part of that important occasion. And I request everybody who have not contributed or never took part in such events or who want to lead future events, this is one opportunity you should never let go. Thank you.
Namaste. I am Advaita. On the occasion of Janmashtami, I played role of Krishna in the Markanchor play. Krishna was caring for others by giving milk and butter to the less fortunate at Raj. It teaches me how to empathize others in need. I loved working with everyone. Thank you.
Namaste. My name is Priyanka. As part of the Janmashtami event, I acted in Markanchor play as Krishna's mother. I could relate this play to real life parenting, how discipline evolves out of unconditional love. I really enjoyed working with everyone. Thank you.
Namaste. My name is Vaishnavi. I played the role of a Gopika in the Markanchor play. I found Krishna adorable after learning the real reason why he was stealing milk and butter. I really enjoyed playing the role and acting with my friends. It really taught me a lot. Thank you.
Namaste.
I am Gayatri. I played a Gopika in the Yashoda Krishna play. I really enjoyed working in the play. My favorite part was dancing with Krishna in the play. Thank you.
Dancers for the Ross, and my name's Haley. I was the choreographer for this dance, and it was super fun for me, and now I just want to hear everyone else's experiences.
My name is Ami, and I've done many dances like ballet, tap, and Bharatanatyam. But this is my first time doing Ras, and I enjoyed learning by my teacher Haley Didi, and I really enjoyed all the dance movements.
My name is Chris, and I was really excited to be Krishna in the Ras dance, and I also got a flute.
Hi, I'm Amrita, and I've been doing Bharatanatyam for 5 years now, and it's my first time doing Ras actually, so it was a very delightful experience.
My name is Nikita, and this is my first time doing Ras, and my favorite part about the dance was the ice cream party after the final day.
Thank you for watching! Bye!
And ice cream's good.
Ras dance for both kids and adults. So I first started off learning about Ras through my family, books, and movies. And then after doing this project, I further increased my knowledge about Ras and Lord Krishna, and it was really fun. And I also met new people like the kids you see here, and also their families, and it was amazing. So I've been dancing since I was 4 years old, and this was a really nice experience because I love dancing and I love teaching dancing, so it was amazing.
किसी को भी से मिले कभी मुस्काए राधा के ही प्रेम के हैं फूल खिले कोई कहे चित चोर कोई कहे मस्त खोर कोई कहे चित चोर कोई कहे मस्त खोर गोपियों का गोपाल नंद रे
Ras was a delightful experience. Personally, I loved it because every time I practiced with the group, it was a party time. I can't wait to do it again.
Next up is the capstone presentation of the evening. I'm very excited to present this to all of you as I myself have been part of this presentation, along with my friends from the high school. This is a presentation on the contributions of Hinduism to the world. We, the youth of HCGL, have worked very hard in researching the topics to make this presentation. This is something I am very proud of. I hope you will all like and appreciate the depth of work and our commitment to learning about Hindu heritage. This is the main event of the evening.
What does Om represent?
So Om represents the sound of the universe. It comes in 3 sounds. There's the A, there's the and then there's the Together it forms Om. And the A represents creation, the represents maintenance or manifestation, and the represents regeneration. In most Hindu practices, and also in yoga, we use Om before in order to resonate with the universe. Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation prepared by us Hindu youth of Livingston. Our topic is the contributions of Hinduism to the world, but we are also going to briefly touch upon several other topics. We are excited to share our research and work with you all. My name is Krishna Bhatt, and working with me are my colleagues Haley Bhatt, Arya Agarwal, Shlok Baijal, and Advait Pillai. We are going to be discussing these following topics: Hinduism in global context, origin and a brief history, Hinduism in America, and contribution of Hinduism to the world.
Did you know which countries other than India followed Hinduism in the past? Nepal, Malaysia, Afghanistan, Cambodia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka.
Now we'll be talking about Hinduism and its origins. Hinduism originated about 10,000 years ago. The exact date isn't known because of how ancient the religion is. It was known as Sanatana Dharma, or the Eternal Way, and as you can see on the right map, it was established in the Indus River Valley near the Sindhu River. Thus, Europeans dubbed the people near the river as Hindus, and their traditions became Hinduism.
Did you know that there are 1.2 billion Hindus around the world? You can find most of them in India, but a lot of them are spread around the world.
So there was no clear founder of Hinduism, rather it was gradually built upon the works of many seekers, meditators, and sages, and that's kind of the reason why the Hindu knowledge system closely aligns with the scientific laws of the universe. The Hindu knowledge was based on experimental learning as well as contemplation. Now, there is no main book in which the Hindu knowledge system is cemented on, but rather there are 4 main compilations and a library of text, along with millions of manuscripts that encapsulate the learnings and the research done by ancient seekers.
Also, did you know that at one time ancient India held 40% of the world GDP?
Now, Hindus believe that God or divine power is a universal consciousness that is in all of us, not an entity, but a principle or concept from the universe. There is the plurality aspect of Hinduism. So Hindus have the freedom of spiritual democracy, which allows us to choose to focus on our favorite concept as a god. So there are many gods to contemplate on. Also, there are many gods to worship at the same time. Hindus believe that the male and female divine forms are equal, and in many cases, the female energy is more potent. So Hindus have the idea and the belief that mankind can personify any concept in the universe, and that's kind of shown by our gods. There are 3 main male gods that we can use as an example. There's the creator, preserver, and the destroyer, shown in their human forms on the right, as you can see in the images. They have a very human form. And there's also 3 other goddesses that are attributes. There's knowledge, prosperity, and strength. There are many more goddesses and gods that have human forms, but they personify and they are the representation or the manifestation of a certain attribute within the universe.
So Hinduism is a pluralistic religion, and it allows for different expressions of divinity as different forms of God. We see Hindus worship many different gods with different looks. Each god represents a concept, but not an entity. By focusing on different forms, Hindus can align their individual connection with the universal divinity. Hindus also believe that all paths of spirituality lead to the same truth, and that all religions are true, and because all religions lead us to the higher path. Hinduism has a few basic principles. One of them is dharma, or the responsibility of someone to do their duty in life. There's also karma, or the law of cause and effect, the idea that any action has an equal and opposite reaction. So if you do something good, good things will happen to you.
Are you still confused about what karma means? Let me explain. Karbala toho phala, which means good actions will make good results. For example, if I say kind words to you, you'll feel happy. If I say harsh words to you, you'll feel sad. In time, though, that harshness and kindness will come back to me through others. In short, what I give is what I get back.
Hindus also believe in reincarnation, or that the Atman or soul of a person takes up a new body after death, and we also believe in liberation, which is that the ultimate goal in Hinduism is to merge with the divine consciousness. Hinduism respects the role of teachers and gurus as the supreme in spiritual progress. Scholars and gurus have passed down their knowledge through manuscripts and oral traditions through thousands of years, and students are encouraged to question the teacher and learn the knowledge based on inquiry and debate.
Guru Vishnu, Guru Devam Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parar Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru is the creator, that is Lord Brahma. Guru is the preserver, that is Lord Vishnu. Guru Deva is the destroyer, that is Lord Shiva. Guru is absolute Lord himself. Salutations to Guru.
There have been many famous Hindu texts that have modified how people perceive the religion and have added meaning to different aspects of the religion. One example is the four Vedas. The four Vedas are ancient texts compiled thousands of years ago. At the end of each of the four Vedas, there is an additional commentary called the Upanishads. The Bhagavad Gita, which is in the Mahabharata, is a song or lecture on life, its purpose, and what someone can do to free themselves from an eternal cycle of life and death. In other words, it basically shows the way that someone can reach the idea of liberation that we were talking about earlier.
Did you know it's the world's oldest book is? It's the Rig Veda.
Of famous Hindu texts are the Itihasa, or Itihasa translates into history. One example of this is Valmiki's Ramayana, which covers the life of a virtuous prince taking up a fight against evil. It took place around 7,200 years ago, and the journey of Rama, or the titular prince of the story, demonstrates the values of dharma, karma, and humbleness. There's also the Mahabharata, which covers the story of the Bharata dynasty, which contains elements of love, hatred, sacrifice, and drama. It is a tale of the conflict between two groups of cousins vying for control over the dynasty. As stated in the text, whatever is found here may be found elsewhere, but whatever is not in it cannot be found anywhere. It is 1.8 million words total, and so it's referred to as the longest poem ever written.
In the famous epic Mahabharata, we receive the most valuable scripture of Hinduism, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that every living entity should be treated equally. That it means that whether it is an insect, animal, or a human, we should all be treated equally. Hinduism teaches us that we are all connected by a link at the level of the soul. Therefore, it is wrong to be prejudiced against someone else because of their background.
Hinduism in America. Now, Hinduism was first brought to the American world by the work of a Hindu monk and philosopher by the name of Swami Vivekananda. In the 1893 Parliament of the World's Religions, he introduced the Indian practices of Vedanta and Yoga. His popularity, which he gained as a result of the new views that he spread, opened up new ideas on expanding on life and religion to thousands. Many people, as a result of his works, from all walks of life, have come to acknowledge and incorporate parts of Hindu philosophy and practices into their lives. And there's also another reason for the high level of Hinduism in America was immigration during the 20th century. So roughly around after the fall of the British Empire and Indian independence, many Indians decided to pursue the American dream, to find opportunity in America. So they began to immigrate to the US. And along with many of these Indians came Hinduism. And since Hindu communities tended to become very close with each other, they would form close-knit communities. Temples would also form concurrently within communities, making the Hindu minority in America a very important minority today.
Zero and its operations are first defined by Hindu astronomer and mathematician Brahmagupta in 628. Brahmagupta was the originator of the concept of negative numbers, and he needed a number called zero for developing his mathematical ideas. Indian mathematicians made contributions to the study of trigonometry, algebra, arithmetic, and negative numbers, among other areas. These concepts are used everywhere in modern science and mathematics. In the early Vedic periods, a decimal system of numbers was already established in India, together with rules for arithmetical operations and geometry. The trigonometric functions of sine and versine originated in Indian astronomy. They were described in detail by Aryabhatta in the late 5th century. Later, a 6th century astronomer developed a few basic trigonometric formulas and identities. More than 4,700 years ago, the famous Indian mathematician and astronomer Aryabhatta gave 3.14 as an approximation of pi. He calculated pi by measuring the diameter of a circle in a remainderless unit, then measuring the circumference in the same unit. This is very useful in today's world as pi is used in a lot of higher level mathematics. Much before the Italian mathematician Fibonacci gave his famous number sequence, Indian mathematicians had already discovered it. The sequence is named after Fibonacci. However, the sequence appears in Bharatiya mathematics. As far back as 1200 BC, mathematical knowledge was being written down as a part of a large body of texts known as the Vedas. In these texts, numbers were commonly expressed as powers of 10, though each power of 10 was represented with a name rather than a set of symbols. This representation of powers of 10 played a crucial role in the development of the decimal system place value in India. Vedic mathematics is being taught in a number of countries like the United States of America, Britain, Austria, Germany, France, and Sweden.
Do you know how to find the square of any number ending in 5? Well, Vedic math gives us a very easy way to solve this. First, let's try with 25. Your last digits will automatically become 25 because you're multiplying 5 by 5. Then, the first digit of 25 is 2, and you multiply that with the very next number after it, which is 3, leading you to 6. Put all the numbers together and you'll get 625, which turns out to be 25 squared.
Did you know that there are 1.2 billion Hindus around the world? You can find most of them in India, but a lot of them are spread around the world.
Alright, science in Hindu contributions. Science was and is the core of Hindu way of life. From mathematics to metals, from astronomy to architecture, and from medical science to meditation, Hindu seekers have documented well-researched findings over thousands of years. Ancient India and Hindu sages have studied our planets and their movements extensively, and they were way ahead of their time in establishing and discovering planetary movements. Aryabhatta, who lived between 476 to 550 AD, proposed that the Earth is round, the Earth rotates on its axis, and that gravity is a force of attraction by Earth. Aryabhatta also proposed the heliocentric theory about the solar systems and the concept of how planets in the solar systems circle around the sun. Metal science. So steel, iron, gold, and gold were discovered in archaeological excavations dating back all the way to 3000 BCE. Zinc was extracted in India as early in the 4th to 3rd century BCE. Acharya Kannad, who was born in 600 BCE, believed to have formulated the theory of atoms. Excavation of ancient temples and study of preserved Hindu temples give us a glimpse into the abilities of the people of ancient civilizations. Hindu temples are being excavated all around Hinduism, as Hinduism was widely practiced. Advanced carvings were based on energy centers and meridians, as shown in the picture.
Did you know the world's oldest university was in ancient India, called Takshila University? More than 10,000 students from all over the world studied there. Much of the knowledge on ancient research was taught at Takshila University.
Environmental preservation and sustainability in Hinduism. Hinduism teaches the worship of Mother Nature. The ideology behind worshiping nature is that nature should be preserved and protected. Everything that is a part of God's creation is worthy of worship, even trees, rocks, and the entirety of the Mother Earth. It is a very environmental friendly religion in the sense that everything is given the status of a divinity. There is a God for wind, air, water, sky, rivers, trees, so that humans in general, even non-Hindus, can learn to preserve these value assets of nature. Hinduism preaches love even for the lowest of species. Even poisonous snakes that are very harmful to humans as a whole are elevated to the status of Nagraj, so that humans do not destroy them for their selfish ends. All living beings play a role in the food chain and thus should be worshipped as deities, since this food chain is so integral to the maintenance of balance in the universe.
On to the contributions by Hindus to the field of health science. One of the major contributions that Hindus over the ages have made to health science is Ayurveda, or holistic medicine. Ayurveda is the earliest school of medicine known to humans. Charaka, the father of medicine, consolidated Ayurveda 2,500 years ago. Today, Ayurveda is quickly regaining its rightful place in our world. Another major Hindu who had huge contributions in the area of health science was Sushruta, who was known as the father of surgery. 2,600 years ago, he and health scientists of his time conducted complicated surgeries like cesareans, cataract, artificial limbs, fractures, urinary stones, and even plastic surgery and brain surgery. Usage of anesthesia was well known in ancient India. Over 125 surgical equipment pieces were used. Deep knowledge of anatomy, physiology, etiology, embryology, digestion, metabolism, genetics, and immunity is also found in this many texts, just showing how advanced some ancient Hindus were in this field. Another major contribution that Hindus have made is very well known. Yoga and meditation, obviously. And yoga and meditation contains a series of physical, mental, and spiritual practices from ancient India. Yoga specifically was said to be passed down approximately 15,000 years ago. And the purpose of yoga, or the essential goal, is to unify the body and the soul of the practitioner. Doing yoga helps one concentrate while maintaining their physical and mental well-being. There are a couple of main types of yoga, which all have their own ways of reaching the essential goal. The most well-known and well-recognized one in the West is Hatha Yoga, and also Kriya Yoga. Hatha Yoga is the practice of asanas, or the yoga poses that you often see, along with pranayama, the practice of controlling the breath, and meditation. Kriya Yoga is the directing of energy to the final goal of yoga, and it's mainly used in meditation practices. So in these silhouettes, you can see some Hatha Yoga poses. And right here, you can see some wonderful children from our community performing some of these poses. Another major form of yoga is Bhakti Yoga, which involves a more emotional path to the final goal. And it's mostly expressed through prayers, chanting, and singing. As when the practitioner aligns their emotions with a higher power, they can rise in their awareness and love, and they can also bring themselves closer to their Atman or soul. Another form is Karma Yoga, which involves selfless service. As when we act for the greater good, without attachment or desires, we get closer to the Supreme Being, and we unite the body and the soul. And it usually involves charitable work and work done without desires for the final goal. Finally, there's Jnana Yoga, or the path of knowledge. This is specifically prescribed for people who like to study and analyze the nature of the world and set deep inquiry and contemplation into the concept of divinity. As through inquiry and reasoning, one can align with the higher power and unite their body and the soul, though this path is only prescribed for specific people.
Did you know that snakes and ladders, also known as chutes and ladders, originated in India? It was first created to teach kids about karma. It's now sold across the world. Did you know that chess was also invented in India? Its first version was in the Mahabharata, which took place 5,000 years ago.
So now we're going to move on to talk about the arts in Hinduism. First, we're going to go over dance. So, according to Indian legend, the gods invented dance, and it's one of the most revered Hindu arts because it incorporates both melody and drama. For example, classical Indian dance, Bharatanatyam, it dates back to the Devadasi period and was traditionally performed in Hindu temples by believers as a way of expressing their devotion to the gods. As dance has always played a very important part in the worship of Hindu deities, and it's been traditionally a very important part in religion and culture in India. And now we're moving on to music. So the examples of sitar, flute, tabla, and harmonium are musical instruments from the Ayurvedic period in India. These instruments don't even make a dent in how many instruments there truly are from Hinduism. The music based on chanting Vedic mantras are known to have many health benefits, including improving the immunity, calming the mind, balancing the heart rate, and boosting cognitive functions. Lastly, moving on to literature. So Kalidasa is a playwriter, and his plays and poetries are based on the Vedas that he's created, and he has created many masterpieces which would rival the world's renowned literary works. He's known to be considered the basis of the Sanskrit literary composition. Now continuing on to talk about the role of women in Hinduism. So women are at the center of divinity, with the three most powerful universal principles being worshipped in female forms. So the goddess Lakshmi of wealth, then there's the goddess Saraswati of knowledge, and the goddess Durga of strength. So this is a 3rd century BCE Hindu text where Manusmriti describes women's roles in Hinduism at the center, saying that where women are worshipped, their divinity flows, which is the image on the side. And throughout Hindu history and literary works, women have played a role which is equal to or even more powerful compared to their male counterparts. Now we're going to continue on to speak about the role of LGBTQ in Hinduism. So in Hindu scriptures, the LGBTQ community has been acknowledged and respected as a part of society.
For instance, Brihanala and Shikandi revered characters of a scripture from Mahabharata. It's the image on the side, and the god of fire, Agni, is married to both a god and a goddess. And one of the gods takes a female form in Hindu mythology, thus making gender fluidity honored. Thank you for watching.
I hope you are impressed as I am of what we just saw. Congratulations to the team for the excellent presentation. Now we continue to the concluding segment of event highlights. The Ganesh Chaturthi event is next along with Hindu Heritage Month. The Ganesh Chaturthi was not a planned event, but rather took place organically for the enthusiasm of the group. It was centered around children and as well organized with only 3 weeks of lead time.
Governor Phil Murphy has declared October as Hindu Heritage Month, and HCGL joined many organizations in planning events in recognition of Hindu Heritage Month. All volunteers joined hands and made this month a super special month, buzzing with events and activities. Let's hear and see more details.
And I am happy that I got to do it from Ganesh because he is my favorite god in the Indian culture.
I learned that it was Ganesh's birthday and he has a long trunk. It's basically his nose.
Close to my culture and know my culture. I even got to, do a dance to show Ganesh I can.
I got to hang out with my friend Soumya and we did a dance together. And it was my first time performing Pragnathyam.
I'm so thankful to the Hindu community of Livingston because of who I got a chance to perform in Ganesh Chaturthi dance festival and hence got to learn so much about my culture, which I am proud of.
Ever since I learned this song, this was actually the first time I got to perform it in live, and I felt really delighted.
And I really enjoyed doing the Ganesh dance with my sister and the friends from the Hindu community.
I learned a lot about Shiva because we watched Mahadev, and then I learned a lot from the play.
Kind of nervous, but when I did it, it was lots and lots of fun.
I learned everybody has their own qualities.
And I met so many new friends and all. So I really appreciate everyone helping and everyone else in the skit along with me. Bye.
Hi, my name is Jignasa Ray and I was the event lead for Ganesh Chaturthi event in 2021. Our event was planned in a very short time, but we had amazing, enthusiastic volunteers who met the challenge. We had skit, dances, storytelling, and crafts. I really enjoyed seeing the kids enjoy every bit of it, including the traditional bhajans and arti at the end. My favorite part was the storytelling and the crafts that were led by older kids for the younger kids, and it was amazing to see them take a lead. Look forward to many more family-oriented events in 2022. Thank you.
My name is Sumi Pillai. In October 2021, we recognized the Hindu Heritage Month declared so by Governor Phil Murphy. I was honored to lead many activities during the month. We began with Karma Yoga, which means selfless service. Our wonderful volunteers home cooked and served food for the Livingston Police and fire departments. The next weekend, we showcased our beautiful women with Bindi on World Bindi Day. In the true spirit of Hindu Heritage Month and on the occasion of Navratri, we hosted live Durga Puja on Zoom. To connect Hindu lifestyle with the world, our yoga and meditation teachers held the community-wide yoga and meditation morning for the benefit of the town. We concluded our month with Karwa Chauth and Livingston Township's proclamation given by the Mayor Sean Klein and the Livingston Town Council for the Hindu Heritage Month. It was amazing how our Livingston community has come together in volunteering and participating to make this month a huge success. My experience leading Hindu Heritage Month was humbling and uplifting. Thank you to each and everyone. Namaste.
Thank you, dear Mayor, and the Township of Livingston for giving us this proclamation.
We are excited to do more events as such in 2022. As we move forward towards concluding this wonderful event, we have two more important announcements. Let's invite Vittal Sivraman to talk about one of those announcements.
Hello everyone, I am Vittal Krishnamurti. Hindu community of Greater Livingston is glad to announce that we will be supporting a global initiative to save soil. Did you know that more than half of the world's agricultural soil is already degraded, and in the next 60 years' time, we will run out of cultivable soil? Save Soil, Conscious Planet, a global movement launched by Sadhguru to save soil from extinction and bring the necessary policies to address the catastrophic issue facing humanity. On behalf of Hindu community of Greater Livingston, I invite you to join me, my friends, and Hindu community of Greater Livingston in making everyone aware and taking action to stop soil. Thank you.
Thank you, Biddle, for introducing this Poignant initiative. This will be one of our Youth Core projects. Join us and reach out to get involved. The contact information is in the chat.
We will now take your leave and invite Sumi Pillai to say a vote of thanks, followed by concluding remarks by the event leader, Shivani Bechel. She will discuss what is next and future plans for the youth. Stay tuned. Thank you for HCGL for the opportunity to host this program. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hello, I'm Sumi Pillai, and I'm thrilled to introduce the most integral part of HCGL, and that's our volunteers. They are the strength and the driving force behind all the activities of HCGL. I want to thank all of them from the bottom of my heart. We are growing in numbers and ideas and participation. 2021 was beyond all expectations because of our team. Many of them were featured throughout the photos you have seen so far. And I'm happy to introduce most of them again. Please applaud them with me. Thank you.
you everyone for joining tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed every element of the show. Please, please, please. I love all your comments about the youth, and I agree 100%. And please keep them coming. Our youth have done months of research on the project of the contribution. So everything that you say is they're going to be hearing it from us, and they are seeing it. So it's really motivational for them to keep working on it. And we invite other youth and other kids from the community to join HCGL for future events, because it is so much important that our kids are part of all our festivals, all our culture. They learn from, each other. It's amazing to do that, right? So let's join. More and more people, please join. To join, there is the Google form is in the chat. There are contact numbers in the chat. There's emails of HCGL. WhatsApp group, the Think Tank WhatsApp group is a great place to join in. And, we keep posting regularly of things that we'll be doing. Our upcoming events for this year primarily are, we did the Mahashivratri on February 28th. Ram Navami is April 10th. So we are going to be doing that on April 10th. We will post details about event planning. So please, if you want to be a part of Ram Navami celebration in any way, please look forward for our emails, our text in the WhatsApp, and then please join in. We'll share all the details at that time. Janmashtami is going to be August 19th, and then Devi Navratri Puja is going to be October 1st. So these are the main events that we are doing, but we don't stop at that. So if anybody's interested, like we did Ganesh Chaturthi last year, and we had so many people who were interested in doing Ganesh Chaturthi, we are open to do that. Whatever you guys want, it is your group, it is your baby, let's come together, let's work collaboratively, let's make Livingston and all our neighbors fun, festival and lots of celebration and party. Let's do that. And I also want to thank you for all your patience and support. As you could see, we had some glitches in our internet and everything. This is kind of a sign that we should probably be in person now. The God is also telling us, enough, let's go. I want to see you all. So let's do that. Let's do Ram Navami in person. Let's do all these fun events in person. Hopefully we are done with COVID. And right now, I would like to invite Mr. Salandra one more time, because we would love to close with a beautiful song. So please, Mr. Salandra, come in. We are going to stay, even after the song, we'll stay here. So if anybody wants to say something, feedbacks, comments, suggestions, please do stay. And after Mr. Salandra's song, we'll have a quick chat with everybody. So thank you again for joining, and Mr. Salandra, over to you.
Thank you, Shivani. Before I start my concluding bhajan, I definitely want to thank everybody here who joined today, and thanks to HCGL for giving me this opportunity. And more so, I really feel proud to be part of this community. The presentation, the show which was pulled together today was really, really mesmerizing. I mean, it made me divinely emotional, and it was so informatory at the same time. Kids have done such a fabulous, brilliant job. Thanks to each and everybody. And from my side, this is for you all. So, thanks once again. So, my next bhajan, usually most of the events we conclude any of these kind of religious ceremonies with Vaishnava Janato. Just to give a brief introduction of that bhajan, we all know about Vaishnava Sampradaya, those who believe on the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. So Vishnu is the supreme of all the gods. And this bhajan, defining the characteristics of Vaishnavas, is written by Narsingh Mehta ji back in 15th century. But it actually came into light during the days of our nation, of our father of our nation, India, Mahatma Gandhi ji. During his regime, this bhajan came into light, and famous legendary singers like Lata ji and all the famous classical vocalists have sung this song many times. So I thought this is the best forum to present that Vaishnav Jantar today. So here we go.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। पर दुख के उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान ना आनी रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे निंदा न करे के नीरे। काच काच मन निश्चल राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। समदृष्टि ने तृष्णा त्यागी पर स्त्री जेने मात रे। जीभात की असत्य न बोले पर धन नव जाली हाथ रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। मोह माया व्यापे नहीं जेने दृढ़ वैराग्य जना मन मारे। राम नाम शो ताके लागी सकल तीरथ तेना तन मारे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वनलोभी ने कपट रहित छे काम क्रोध निवार्या रे। बने नरसैयो तेनु दर्शन करता कुल एको तेर तार्या रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान ना आने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कही जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे.
Thank you.
Everyone, we are so grateful. I feel teary eyes. Srini, what a beautiful ending to this. Everybody, all the names have been said and all of you are in my hearts. This has been an incredible presentation, an incredible event. And despite of little technical glitch, this is phenomenal. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, HCGL. Thank you, community. We are here. We will be talking, but I am going to stop the recording and I'm going to stop the live Facebook.